Now that the year's horror releases are all but set in stone, film studios are looking ahead to draw audiences to theaters with a brand new round of exciting trailers. What treats did September deliver? Here's a roundup of all the best trailers from September 2018. First Man. Apollo 11 may have put a man on the moon, but First Man is putting the humanity in the moon landing. The latest trailer for Universal's dramatic biopic about Neil Armstrong plays out under stock audio of JFK's moon speech as Ryan Gosling's Armstrong contemplates everything he's about to leave behind. It's a pretty moving trailer, and it serves as the perfect last-minute hype builder for a movie that's already seeing an overwhelmingly positive response from early screenings. Get ready for the ride of your life when First Man touches down October 12th. Hunter Killer. Gary Oldman is a true chameleon, one of those actors who can transition seamlessly from an Oscar-winning portrayal of Winston Churchill to being the voice of a house in a silly Netflix movie.
The walls are treated with a layer of smart paint, reinforced with nanomaterials.
Huh?
The walls are treated with a layer of smart paint, reinforced with nano...
Got it.
What will he bring to Lionsgate's submarine action thriller Hunter Killer? Only God knows. The plot of the movie follows Gerard Butler's Captain Glass, a submarine commander who's on a mission to rescue the president of Russia. How many bad guys are they going to have to fight through to get him back? Gary Oldman knows.
Everyone!
The trailer is heavy on the torpedoes and light on anything else, but Hunter Killer looks like a fun, action-packed blockbuster. Take a look on October 26th. The Girl in the Spider's Web. Each new trailer for The Girl in the Spider's Web unravels that web a little more, offering up new plot details and tantalizing glimpses of the action to come. The film is an adaptation of the fourth book in the Millennium series, which sees Lisbeth Salander on the run from the NSA after hacking into their servers. She'll have to team up with her old buddy Mikhail Blomkvist to sort out a brand new conspiracy. The trailer also reveals that Salander will have a run-in with her estranged sister. Expect plenty of snow, leather, and hacking when The Girl in the Spider's Web spins into theaters on November 9th. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. When it was first announced, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs was supposed to be the first TV series written and developed by the Coen brothers. It's since been changed to an anthology film, but the underlying premise remains the same. It's an offbeat comedy western that was pieced together over the past 25 years from scraps of stories that the brothers just had no idea what else to do with. That may sound a little absurd, but if anyone can pull it off, it's Joel and Ethan Coen, the duo behind similarly absurd cult classics such as Oh Brother, Where Art Thou and Raising Arizona.
Son, you got a panty on your head.
Look for The Ballad of Buster Scruggs on Netflix and in select theaters on November 16th. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. In The Crimes of Grindelwald, Newt Scamander is back on a brand new quest at the behest of Albus Dumbledore. The villainous Grindelwald has magically escaped from magic prison, and Dumbledore needs Newt to bring him back in with magic. Johnny Depp stars as Grindelwald, who's using his free time to recruit an army of followers to help him rule the world. Great Gellert! The stakes have never been higher, and you can watch it all unfold when Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald apparates into theaters on November 16th. Creed 2. The Rocky franchise has always been less about boxing and more about breaking the audience's heart in between slick training montages, and it looks like we're going to get a double dose of both with Creed 2. This time Adonis will be squaring off against Victor Drago, the son of Ivan Drago, who killed Apollo Creed in Rocky IV. Now the next generation of fans get to watch the next generation of big-screen boxers duke it out for the heavyweight title. Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson, and old Sly Stallone are returning to their roles from the first Creed, with a special appearance by Dolph Lundgren as the Siberian Bull himself, Ivan Drago. Step into the ring on November 21st. Mary Poppins returns. The original Mary Poppins is a childhood classic, a magical romp through the imagination led by Julie Andrews. 2018's Mary Poppins Returns won't be a remake, but a direct sequel to the 1964 original. A new tragedy summons Mary Poppins back into the lives of the Banks kids from the original, who are now adults. They'll all set off on a new adventure that teaches these grumpy grown-ups that getting older doesn't necessarily mean you have to lose your sense of childhood wonder. Ben Whishaw and Emily Mortimer play the adult Michael and Jane Banks, and the ageless Mary Poppins will be played by Emily Blunt. Look for it on December 19th, just in time for Christmas. Holmes and Watson. After months of hearing about the upcoming Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly team-up comedy Holmes and Watson, expectations were pretty high. This was supposed to be stepbrothers, but with mysteries.
What are you doing?
I'm burying you.
I'm alive! I'm alive!
You're waking the neighbors! Shut up!
Instead of all that, the trailer for Holmes and Watson just gives us 2.5 minutes of vaguely comedic stuff.
Hey!
this is just the trailer. It could get better. Comedies are particularly hard to market, so there's still hope for Holmes and Watson to turn out to be legitimately funny. We'll be able to finally solve this mystery when Holmes and Watson hits theaters on December 21st. Bumblebee. Cars and trucks are cool, sure. But do you know what's cooler? Cars and trucks with feelings. As the Transformers franchise's first prequel, Bumblebee is shifting gears for a more down-to-earth experience that looks like a far cry from the city-smashing extravaganzas offered by the main run of Transformers films. You know, stuff like this. In the newest trailer, Bumblebee deepens his emotional bond with young Charlie as they're both caught up in a war that's beyond their control. It's like Herbie reloaded, if Herbie was reloaded with actual bullets. Look for Bumblebee in theaters on December 21st. Dark Phoenix. 20th Century Fox has gone down the Dark Phoenix road once before, and it turned out to be a very dark road indeed. 2006's X-Men: The Last Stand marked a notoriously troubled end to the original X-Men cinematic trilogy, and it made a mess of one of the most beloved character arcs in X-Men comics history, the Dark Phoenix saga. Based on the trailer for Dark Phoenix, it looks like the story may finally get the live-action adaptation it deserves. Throughout the trailer, we see Jean slowly turning to the dark side after absorbing the Phoenix Force during a freak solar flare accident in space. It seems to hit all the right notes, and you can look for Dark Phoenix to hit theaters on June 7, 2019. Captive State. From Rupert Wyatt, director of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Captive State is an upcoming sci-fi thriller about a world that's been occupied by an extraterrestrial force. In exchange for peace and prosperity for all mankind, the aliens only want one thing: total domination. Those darn aliens.
Peace among worlds, Rick.
The teaser trailer for Captive State shows a ton of promise, focusing mainly on the film's hellish dystopian imagery while a voiceover repeats the words, "Give thanks." Moonlight's Ashton Sanders stars alongside John Goodman and Vera Farmiga, and Captive State is slated for a March 2019 release. Captain Marvel. Ever since that end credits scene of Avengers: Infinity War, fans have been clamoring for more glimpses of Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. Now we finally got our wish in the form of a full-length trailer. Was the wait worth it? Yeah, kind of. Brie Larson does plenty of Captain Marvel-y things in the trailer, like jumping around and being powerful. What else happens? Glad you asked. First, she crash lands in a Blockbuster video store because this movie takes place in that distant part of the past known as the 1990s. Even Captain Marvel can't figure out what that place is. She's so out of touch with the world that she punches someone's grandma. What'd you think she was, Carol? A Skrull? This trailer does build a lot of expectations for the movie, and we honestly can't wait to see it when Captain Marvel hits theaters in March 2019.